Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of your Daily Dose. I'm your host, PB, and today we are on Pirate Emperors, or Emperors Pirates, or Pirate Emperors. I think I botched that all up, but I think you'll also understand that the links are in the description field for iOS and Android. It has a couple of names, but I think it is actually just called Pirate Emperors. And I actually do like it. I have done some other video types in the, previous videos, so check those ones out. I tried a little bit of a whale with me adventure, so if you're a bit of a spender, maybe a little bit of a whale yourself, and you'd like to see some of the ways to progress by spending money, check out some of those adventures. Sometimes people just like to see OP accounts and then try to build towards that, which is absolutely okay as well. But I think the cream of the crop would be free to play. So I know a lot of people have asked, or at least generated some curiosity about doing a little bit of a free to play guide. So I have started on a brand new server, VIP 0. PB's UYT. Jeez, can I speak English? If you see me on this server, say hello. I actually can't even remember what it is. I think it's like 334. It is a brand new one, and I just want to start fresh. My advice though is if you are selecting a server, always go for the recommended green ones, just because, well, chances are you're not going to be competing against older whale type servers. I mean, it's fun to have some of those accounts on there to see sort of what people are building towards in late game. However, I mean, look, if you're starting out, feel free to make some mistakes, jump into a new server, and let's just get into the video. Now, during the video, we're going to talk about a couple of key concepts. We're going to talk a little bit about what I would recommend, a little bit of the tips and tricks. First things you're going to notice is like most MO mobile games. I was going to say MMOs, but it's not really that. It's like an RPG mobile game. You're going to get a little bit of a incentive to play for the first few hours. Take advantage of this. Maybe set aside some time in your day to max these out. And the reason being is you will get a couple of heroes, which is fantastic. You will get gems, which is the main currency. You will get gold, experience, and you will get some summons and hero copies. Doesn't really cost you anything. It is simply spend some time in the game and you will get some additional rewards. But while you're doing it, is actually a couple of important things that you should be working towards. The first thing that I would recommend is, before you do anything else, once you get past the tutorial where it opens up for you to essentially go in and have a little bit of an activity yourself, would be to download this app pack. So I've already done it for the game previously. It will take a little bit of a while, so just be aware of that. But once you do it, you'll get some goodies. So we're going to take those ones. Then the second thing that I would recommend is going into your redemption pack, and it's over here. So there are quite a few active codes that are working for the game, and I'm going to link them in the description field below. I'm actually going to do these one at a time so you all see the rewards on the screen as well. So we are going to start from the bottom. So bear with me. Like I said, we will show you all of these, but these are kind of the rewards you're going to get. So you're going to get some upgrading material, you're going to get some scrolls, you're going to get some gems. A little bit annoying though, you have to keep deleting it, so bear with me. Some of them we might be able to type out ourselves, like OP666 and all that other stuff. But for these ones, I feel like we might just have to copy and paste. Like, they are long codes, ladies and gentlemen. They are very, very long codes. So we're going to grab those ones. We're going to see if we can actually get some, legitimately cool stuff. Sometimes it's just going to be scrolls. Sometimes it's just going to be gems. But as a free-to-play player, it is definitely mandatory to throw these codes in. And I kind of wanted to see just what we would get in terms of resources. So we essentially started off with almost 0 gems and I believe 1 of the legendary scrolls, i.e. the summoning scrolls. So by the end of this, I'm hoping that we get around 20 to 30 of the summoning scrolls, so we can do that. Then we can maybe spend some of those gems for some very, very important upgrades, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, bear with me. Let me know as well how you found the channel and essentially what you're looking for in this type of game. Sometimes people come across these videos and they'll just be like a random video in the segment and they'll go, oh, that kind of looks cool. But then they won't realize that maybe some of those videos are geared towards maybe whaling and stuff like that. And sometimes people get a little bit turned off when it comes to spending in mobile games or games in general. And I feel like this has the potential to be a good game, potentially for a free to play audience. I will say that. It's just going to be grindy. So just be aware that you will need to be saving a lot of your scrolls up. You'll need to save a lot of your gems up for specific rewards. Make sure you jump into the official Discord. I'll link that as well as my own one. I feel like we've already got that one. Yeah, I doubled up on that one. My bad. But yeah, just be a part of the community and keep present. Keep present. Keep informed. There are going to be like a lot of new releases that are coming out, which I think is kind of cool. So heroes. There's always going to be new heroes. So if you would like to see me pull for some of those heroes, let me know in the comment section down below as well. So the other ones I will probably just take. Okay, so it's Nami, OP, and Zoro. So let's just type these ones in. So capital Nami 666. As you can probably tell, I've already done these a couple of times on other accounts. There's going to be Zoro. I love the auto word function. It's like, dude, why would you have these OP and then I think it's OP 666. Yeah, that's the one. We're gonna grab those. So you're actually gonna get a couple of cool things out of it, and that's pretty much it. So how do we go? We probably got around 3,000 gems. Which is not bad at all. Let's check out the bag situation. We got 32 summons of the regular type. We got 10 of the lucky summons tickets, which actually can be converted into regular summons. Wouldn't recommend doing so. I just keep these and save them for specific event types. And we actually got a grand summons free ticket, which is actually pretty cool. Then we got some food types, which is going to be the Straw Hat Gang. So we got a couple of those 4 stars that can eventually be turned into 5 stars down the track. Not bad for literally 5 minutes of your time. Like I said, I'll link the codes in the comment section. Maybe I'll pin it or put it in the description field below for those that are curious. But essentially speaking, your main role, the main thing that you're going to be doing is just coming in and I want to say that okay, spoiler alert. The first lucky summons you do, right? The first epic summons you do is always a guaranteed 5 star. Okay, you can try and trick the system into giving a really OP 5 star, but the chances are you're just gonna get food. We got a Bellamy, which actually plays into our hand because spoiler alert, we are going to be going with the Supernova team. So Supernovas are these guys with a little pirate hat symbol. This one is the Straw Hat, which is a Straw Hat Gang, which is, of course, Luffy's team. Champ's team is the one with the fist. And I will introduce you to the Marines and the Emperor team as well, which is, I guess, an upgraded pirate hat, quote unquote, and an anchor is for the Marines. They are a little bit harder to build, so don't be, don't feel bad about it if you get a couple of them and you get excited. I probably wouldn't recommend running them as a free-to-play player. It's going to take you a long time to build them. However, we are going to be grabbing this unlimited scroll, so we're going to be doing some pulls to see if we do get lucky for our team composition. But I guess moving into it, like what would you PB spend your gems on and what would you focus on as you start the game? So most of the time players are just going to go in there, they're going to do their pulls and they're going to go, oh, I got really lucky and that's it. And then they're going to build their teams around it. They're going to rush up all of their levels. They're probably going to go with Luffy first. Now, Luffy, this version of Luffy, he's really strong with single target boss damage, but there's not a lot of single target boss situations. He does do a lot of layers of bleed, so if you do get lucky and pull a couple of copies of him, or of course pull a couple of copies of the Straw Hat Gang, maybe you can go with them for the synergy that you'll get. It's a fairly safe bet. They do have a lot of versatility. They have some supports. But they're pretty safe. They're a pretty safe bet. The next I probably would say would definitely be these guys, the Champs faction. You'll get a lot of the food here. They do have some interesting support heroes. We're going to cover that in a little bit as well. But the reality is, as a free to play, you're probably going to be focused on those three main factions because well, it's hard to get the other stuff. It's hard to get them and hard to build a proper team around the Marines and the Emperors. Just because, as we will talk a little bit about it later on in the series, the faction advantages are not quite there if you are mixing and matching too many of different types. And that's really important as a free to play player. Now, as you progress along, you're going to see a lot of these things are not accessible. It will tell you to unlock at level 20, unlock at 12, unlock at 18. Um, and that's okay because my next layer of advice is once you first start out, you want to be taking advantage of this little thing down here. Obviously, the pile of gold. It's people can understand to go ahead and use that, but it really is this quick idle button. You actually do get quite a lot of opportunities to advance every single day for free. And then it starts to cost a little bit of gems. So you're probably thinking, is that really worth my time? Early game, absolutely. I would always recommend trying to push as hard as you can so that you can unlock as many of the game aspects that you possibly can. And the only reason I say that is because the more game aspects you unlock, the more that your character will have additional things to power them up. And it does make for a little bit more interesting gameplay than doing the same thing. And let's be honest, bit of bragging rights there. It does that gets you ahead of the curve, makes you a little bit more attractive for those that are in pay to win guilds. So they might say, oh, this guy's leveled up. They know how to play the game. Maybe we'll invite them and accept them into that guild. And there are actually some guild requirements too, based on levels, which we'll be checking out a little bit later on when we apply. So my advice: take advantage of the arena. Take advantage of swapping between screens. So see how I'm fighting in the arena now, but if I click on the home button here, which is the little skeleton, or the home button or the hero button, it will take me out, but I'm still in combat. So this is the best. I want to say this is the best design aspect that I've seen in a long time, is the ability to play other game modes while still competing on separate levels. It doesn't impact or affect you if you aren't watching the fight. Chances are you'll still win. And as you progress along, you'll actually have access to essentially just keep skipping through levels. Like you'll just be able to press the next button and the next button. So you'll be able to challenge a boss here, fight someone in an arena, and then when input down unlocks, you'll be able to fight there, and so on and so forth. So I actually quite like that. Next thing to remember is go into your applications. When you first start the game out, it will be a blank screen. You want to go in and you want to go to add, and you just want to keep tapping and tapping and tapping. Tap, 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 refresh, tap, 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 tap. And just keep doing this until you start to see the little red tickets pop up. And essentially, you want to do that so that you get some free friendship summons. As free to play, your biggest battle is going to be food. If you don't get enough food, you can't build enough 5 stars. And even if you do get some elite 5 stars, you might not have the corresponding 6-star hero compatibility to upgrade them into the next level. It does become a little bit more complex. We can cover that in some of the other video type games, or guides, I should say. But for now, just be mindful that the more food you can generate, the more that you can actually make some progress. So, what we're going to do on the screen is we are going to challenge the boss again. I feel like just getting into the motion and the repetition of doing this while we're waiting for the timer to tick out is pretty handy. Maybe just have this running idle in the background if you're allowed to have stuff at work doing that. It's actually pretty advantageous for you. At a point though, you won't be able to raid much longer. So just be mindful of that. There are certain events that allow you to do it, but realistically, early on, you want to be using your gems for the raid function. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what else you should be using your gems for as you begin the game. As you can probably tell, there is a top-up package here. For $1, you unlock New World Luffy. Is he strong? Absolutely. But we're going to resist that. We are going to resist that because we are free to play. If you want to spend a little bit more, you will get Whitebeard as well. And Whitebeard is essentially an AoE type hero that heals the rest of your team the minute that you kill another corresponding hero. And this guy is a single target beast. So, if you are tempted, try to look away. If you're like me, who've already spent so much money on this game, I can honestly say that they are very good investments. However, there is better things to spend money on if you are patient a little bit more and you wait for the event rotations to start up, you will actually get a little bit more bang for your buck than just buying the random packages. We can talk we can talk a little bit about that later on if anyone is curious about it. But don't be persuaded just to spend money very very early on because, like I said, there are a lot better packages as well. Now, another thing that you'll notice is raid privilege is locked behind a value sign. There are a couple of things that I would say, and I guess we can talk about it now. These are one only time purchases. So perk A, Voyage Advance perk. If you use gems or Voyage Refresh tickets to refresh for the first time daily, you receive an epic mission. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. Very worthwhile spending your gems on these, by the way. Voyage Deluxe package, if you use gems or Voyage Refresh on the third time per day, you get a legendary mission. And I mean, these sort of vary in terms of like the quality of the missions that you refresh, but a lot of the time you'll actually get things that you'll use, which is additional gems back. You'll get artifacts, relics, you will get summons tickets, you will get heroes tickets. It is actually worthwhile, in my opinion, spending the gems there, which is exactly why we did it. Now, first things first, you won't be able to activate this if you're a free-to-play player. However, always utilize the sign-in. It's very, very important. Privilege cards, again, as a free-to-play player, we won't be able to do that. You can actually purchase this for free. VP0 gets a couple of extra power up options there, and then daily reward is always an extra treasure hunt ticket. I mean, the game is fairly generous in terms of the stuff that it will give you for free. Now, moving on, while we wait so that we can continue to level up, you will notice that you will need to perform certain tasks in order to grab all of these additional little abilities, or should I say, god skills, as they're called. We can talk, and I'll probably do a full length video on this tomorrow, outlining which ones I think are useful and which ones I think you could just avoid. Honestly, unlock them all, keep progressing along, and once you get to the end stage, let me know in the comment section which one you use and why. Personally, I think they actually all have some values behind it. A lot of people just go to the Ice Age and leave it there because it's the last thing they unlock, but that's actually a bit of a trap. It's a little bit of a trap. Now, another reason that you want to progress in terms of your character level is every 5 levels you will get 500 gems. It's actually a bit clutch. It's a bit clutch because we need that as a free-to-play player. We need to start saving those gems up as soon as we can so that we can maximize our levels through the raid function. I would probably recommend stopping raiding at a certain level point, though, around level 60. Most of the game is unlocked at that point. Level 50, level 60 is when you can kind of pull back with spending the 200 gems for your raids. And I mean, that's absolutely up to you if you decide not to spend or not. You would just be a little bit further behind everybody else on the server. And that's a little bit unfortunate, in my personal opinion. Now, as you can see, once we hit a certain, level within the game, you will start to unlock all of the new features. And right here is the first trap. This is the first trap. Yes, I said it. It's a trap. I'll tell you why it's the first trap is because this is going to encourage a lot of people to waste their gems and a lot of people to waste their summoning scrolls on the chance of getting one of these heroes. Now, the drop rate percentage chance for getting one of these heroes is about 1%, and out of that 1%, it's 10% chance to get a nominated hero. There are some guarantees though, but you as a free-to-play should always be mindful of the fact that the drop rates are abysmally low, and the chances of you getting any decent hero, again, is pretty low, even if it isn't the one that you have selected. However, for the nature or purpose of the video, we are going to select Kid. We're going to go with Supernova. We're going to go with the Supernova team. If you are a spender, I would recommend maybe selecting Fujiro because he's an absolute beast. The more you summon out, the more that you'll get some additional rewards. The last selection chest at 300 summons is a selection of any of those nominated heroes. Now, I will say this, if you summon out around 300 of these, you will get between 4 to 5 copies, 3 guaranteed, but between 4 to 5 copies of the hero that you're going for. If your RNG is absolutely dog water, you will probably only get 3 copies, so keep that in mind. And the rewards do not loop through. So once you have completed this, they do not come back and do not reset, so keep that in mind if you are looking to summon. However, the guaranteed wish hero continues past that actual reward function. You just need to summon like 150 to get them at that stage, so I believe it does increase. Now, what would I recommend? This again is a trap. This is a gem trap. If you want to know the math to do this, it's like 24,000 gems and you will get the guaranteed Fujira. Yeah, 24,000 gems. Now, if I get really lucky on this free draw, I will cry. But the chances of that is slim to none. And honestly, nothing in this pyramid screams spend lots of gems. Even for the next layer, it's 400 gems. I'm going to pass. That's 2 raids that I feel like are much better off in the long run. Now, they will give you some lucky summons and some gems. That's great. If you do manage to pull Fidra and you build him for free, you'll be able to get some additional summons, but good luck with that. And of course, this is the additional thing that they are including. Now, I will say this. It is what it is, right? You play the game, you experience the game, you enjoy it, but don't really feel like you have to be pressured into making advancements. There are, like you can see, a lot of free stuff that's available. Honestly, I'm gonna buy this. This is actually a little known secret. You get 50k experience for 800 gems. You're probably thinking, why would I spend money on this? Let's see how many levels I get for that. I got 4 levels. Oh yeah, I absolutely want 4 levels. I want 4 levels. I want to unlock additional features. I want to unlock the Voyage. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that Voyage. Woo! Free legendary scrolls. I'll take that. I actually don't even think I have enough to do all of those things. But I love it when you get a good roll for the Voyages. So, again, kind of just waiting to see whether or not I can get some additional pulls. What do I need? I need some additional ones here. I'm not going to spend any sort of gems or free rolls on that just yet because we don't have enough euros to back that up. But again, there are certain things where it just makes sense, and buying the XP is actually a pretty good boost. We got 4 levels for nothing, and that's to me is again some pretty good value. Now, moving forward, what I feel like most players are like curious about is, so how do I pick the team? Now, there are some additional events over here. So there is this little bounty board here. I'm going to call it a bounty board. And the more natural 5 stars you pull from any of the events, you pull them out, or you pull them out of your bag as shards and you turn them into 5 stars, i.e. read through here and let me know if this doesn't make sense. You will get a point, and the more points you get, i.e. 10 unlocks these, unlocks some of these. I'll take that. It unlocks some bonuses like that. Okay, so it's a little bit of an incentive for you to obviously participate in the event, and if you get really lucky with your drop rates, you'll be able to secure the bag. This one here is actually huge. This is what we'll be aiming for within the next couple of days. Now, granted, I might not be able to achieve it, but I do believe fundamentally as a free-to-play, you need to have a focal point. So if your focal point is getting as many 5 stars as you can, This is a great way to track your progress, and this is a great way for you to get a little bit of a bonus reward for it. This event is 30 days long, so don't feel like you have to rush it. But for me, I like to have some pretty tight goals, and I'm definitely going to be trying to aim for that food composition. Now, the most valuable foods in here is actually the 6-star Marine and Emperors, but like I said, it's probably not going to be user friendly. Unfortunately, if you do manage to build one or the other, it's not very likely that you'll be able to build them with the same level of progress as the Champs, Straw Hats, or of course the Supernova Gang. So keep that in mind. But for me personally, I feel like this is a really great incentive. Level up rewards. The more that you level up, the more that you can claim these rewards. Just be quick about it. Otherwise, they will all get utilized before you get a chance to. And again, this right here is basically a free copy of a support hero. She's a healer. She resurrects and she buffs crit and attack on your team. I'm definitely going to be using Ghost Girl in my team because she's a supernova hero. Now, again, all of these things for free, not required to spend any money at all. If you do spend money, you will get some additional awards such as this. It's fine, it resets every 15 days, so don't worry about that. Basically, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and summon out some heroes, see if we get lucky, and then we're going to use that scroll and see if we can actually start to build towards our team. Now, talking about our team, I am going to cover some supernovas. So I am looking for the following heroes. Law is the best support. I want to try Enil as a DPS. Not Sabo, not a big fan of you. I do actually want to see if I can get some Hawkins. I basically want to get Hawkins. I want to get Law, and I want to try Enel. And then I want to run Ghost Girl, and I want to run Ace. Now, that's a perfect world situation. If I get big, that's fine. He's a great tank. He's very, very annoying. He has a speed debuff, and he also has an ability to do sluggish. I would love to use Kid because he's actually accessible for free. And I'll show you in a second where that is. It's actually in Guild Shop. You can get him for free. Well, not for free. You have to spend guild coins. But you know what I mean. You can actually get him in the Hero Shop as well as the Guild Shop, which is kind of cool. Hero Shop, there we go, and you can get him in the Guild Shop. So he's actually probably one of the better ones to pick if you are going to go for the Supernova Gang. Now, a lot of players will tell me, oh, you don't get to pick, it's just whatever you land on. That's true, but I like to have a focal point as well, and I strongly recommend doing that. Now, if you're a free-to-play, the people that I would recommend to look for is going to be Luffy, it's going to be Chopper, and it's going to be Zoro from the Straw Hat Gang. They're essentially going to help you carry it. You can use Brook as a support, of course, and Sanjin as a brilliant DPS. This guy's a little bit hard to get, Jinbei, but he is a fantastic tank. Also, look out for this amazing, very, very hard to build Yamato. She's certainly an elite, so she will actually be a little bit of a challenge. But if you do get her, and you are looking to play the game in the long run and you're running a full Straw Hat Gang, she will carry your team pretty hard. She's pretty strong. Next, you will get a copy of Kuma, the Tyrant, perfect tank. I would strongly recommend it's free to play to build him. Use him. Use this weird looking Ivankov. Fantastic healer, fantastic support. Does buffs, does healing, does resurrection. Absolutely would recommend. Croc, interestingly, he does his own little petrify ability. Use him until you can use someone else otherwise. Now, in terms of this guy, he's probably one of the better DPS out of the Champs team. You want to maybe build towards him. He is accessible a lot more than other players, and I think you'll be able to see where you can get him. Where can you get him? You can get him in the Hero Shop. So again, he's kind of more accessible. Not a bad idea to run this guy. Hawkins, or sorry, I say Hawkeye, very interesting, very strong. This guy here, again, pretty strong. They're all fairly decent heroes in the Champs. This guy, though, Blackbeard, the young Blackbeard, is actually one of the better heroes in the game. His AoE ability and speed buffs is phenomenal, and I would recommend building him if you do get the opportunity as a Champs team. I have built him and I regret nothing. Also, one of the better healers in the game, probably the best healer in the game, in my opinion. Queen Otohime, and the reason I say that is because of her passive abilities. They proc quite a lot. She's just very, very hard to build, so just keep that in mind as well. And talking about the Marines, someone's to look out for is Daddy Garp. He's a pain in the backside. Definitely build him. The strongest Marine by far is Fuji Toro, or Mate Fuji. Granny Tsunade, Sasuru. You get her for free on day number 7. If you are going to build anyone in the Marine camp, build her. Build her, hands down, one of the best healer supports in the game. But again, hard to build because the food shortage for Marines is going to be very, very noticeable. Keep that in mind. In terms of Emperors, uh, Emperors. I feel like Emperors is the strongest nation in the game. I will contest that if people want to have a fight about that one. I will definitely say that they're stronger than Marines. Um, I just feel like they synergize so well. But the problem is that you want to run a full team of Emperors, and that's going to be a problem. Now, if you were to pick any of these, would be Marco. Marco for support. Marco, this guy for DPS, and this guy as potentially the greatest tank in the game. If you do build Kaido, and this is a big if because he's really hard to get copies of. If you do manage to build Kaido and you run him with Granny, it's a nightmare team. It's an absolute nightmare team, and as a free to play, you'll probably be crushing every other free to play on the server if you do manage to pull that off. But be aware, it is very hard to build those two up. And when I talk about building them, I do mean by building them up to 10-star minimum and then on to E1, E2, and E3. So don't be like, oh, I built them and then it's only like a 6-star. That's not building them. When you build them, I'm talking about the 10-star forms and plus. So keep that in mind. But what we're going to be doing before I talk your ear off any longer is going to do some summons. Now, arguably, it's probably smarter for me to save these for a 5, 6, 700, 800 summon event. But it'll be a very boring video if I did that. So I'm willing to take the L for everybody and do some summons and see whether or not we can actually get ahead. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. Let's have a look. Now, like I said, I'm really looking for... Ooh, we actually just landed New World Zoro. Well, that's a problem. That is a problem. I mean, I'm not complaining, but like I said, kind of hard to build. Oh, Warple, very nice. Food Hero, of course. Can we get lucky again? I mean, we got Vivi. Okay, a Food Hero. No pirates at the moment, though. Kind of sucks. I'd really love a pirate. No pirate. Let's do some single pulls. Oof. Some Food Heroes. I'm just skipping ahead, by the way. You can tap the screen in the middle. Let's see if I get anything decent. One more. Nothing. Well, that's all right, though. That is actually not bad. I mean, I can't really complain. They did give me a New World Zoro. I'm going to have to use him to begin with, but like I said, very hard to build. Very hard to build. Now, here, unfortunately, you need to be VIP 3 to summon these out, so just forget about that chest as a free-to-play player. It's going to be there for a long time. I'm going to summon some of these ones out. You never know, you might get lucky. Not sure if there's actually going to be a great level of luck involved, unfortunately. And in saying that, it's fine. I mean, here's the drop rates. If anyone's curious, you can see what you get from basic summons. It's like a 0.4%. Superior summons is 8% chance to get a 3-star. You get a 5% chance to drop a 5-star, which isn't too bad. And if you're curious about any of the drop rates, you can actually check them out individually from there. So it's actually really crappy to get old mate over here. You'll be rolling for a very long time to try and get Kaido. And realistically, is he worth running? I mean, look, if they gave me another New World Zoro, I don't know about you, but I would be like, maybe the game is giving me a sign. Maybe it's a sign. Should we try it? Should we just should we do the unthinkable? Should we do the unthinkable? Should we try and roll for old mate Zorro? Where is he? Come back here. Actually, I should probably keep doing this. Keep doing this while I talk. We should go over here, do the 7-day event. What do we get? Do I need to do any of these things? Reward packs? No. Okay, go back here. Oh, maybe we change it. Maybe we change this up to New World Zorro. What do you reckon? Can you imagine if we get him? Ah, it's not purple. It's not purple. No. Actually, it is purple. My bad. I'm like, it's not yellow. We want yellow. Oh, the drop rates are trash. I'm just telling you. I mean, we legitimately just wasted 14 of those, but it's fine, right? It's all for the sake of the video. Now, moving along, you're probably aware of this or not. This is sort of the infinite summons ticket. Essentially, you can keep using until you get the desired one you want. But we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to talk a little bit about team building. Formation tab up here, make sure you equip these ones, very, very important. And then essentially you want to start taking out anything that's not a natural 5-star. So we're going to throw Zorro in there, we're going to throw Vivi, we're going to throw old mate, what is his name? I forget his name. We're going to throw him in there. So what do we got? We got 2 Straw Hats, 1 Emperor, 1 Pirate Lord. We'll throw another Pirate Lord in there. And this is where the team composition comes into play. So deploy 2 or more pirate heroes, you get a 7% attack buff for those heroes. You get 5% and etc. etc. These are sort of the composition that you're looking for. You can deploy 5 heroes from different camps and you will get a 17% attack buff and a 12% attack. When this hail is triggered, will not trigger Power of Justice and Power of the Boss at the same effect. So there is a couple of things that you need to be mindful of. Okay, and this is the total bonus as it's displayed on the screen. You can mix and match them. One's stronger against the other, as you can probably tell. Pirates beat Straw Hats, Straw Hats beat Warriors, Warriors beat Pirates. And Marine and Emperor are equally equal to each other in terms of compatibility. Now, you want to save up your formations, you want to do that. You can always do the quick deploy as well and just keep going along until you have essentially built the team that you're looking for. So, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go near Zorro. We're going to upgrade this guy first. I think it's a little bit self-explanatory, but when we go here, you're going to be using those EXP tokens. So these things over here, they kind of look like little purples. Little purple tickets. Where are they? Come here. Little purple tickets. These are ascension items. So they're kind of important. And the only way to really get them is essentially you can feed off your heroes, i.e. sacrifice. I wouldn't recommend doing that straight off the bat because you're going to get stuck with not enough 3 stars to build 4 stars. And the other way is to spend some gold or gemages in the shop. That's why it's always nice to have a little bit of a surplus of gems, particularly if you are really pushing it hard. And trying to build your heroes up early game, you're going to notice that you're going to run into a blockage of ascension cards really, really quick. You're actually going to run out of those before you run out of gold or spirit, interestingly enough. And as you can probably tell, we're, you got to plan accordingly. That's all I'm going to say. So my recommendation is spend as much of this as you want to. Level these guys up. Get familiar with them because they're going to be there for a little while. It is what it is, but I would recommend taking it nice and slow. Now, if you're like, oh, PB, I don't want to lose any of my stuff. Like, what if I level up the wrong hero? Well, good thing is, if you for some reason leveled up the wrong hero, you can click on the rebirth, and you get 3 free rebirths up to level 100 back every single day. Now, after you go beyond level 100. I.e. you go to a 6-star, you cannot rebirth those heroes. The only way to get those resources back is to feed that 6-star, 7-star, well, actually only 6-star into another hero, and then they get that resource back. If you go to 7-star of that hero, you can't rebirth them, you can't get that back. You need to build that hero to a 9-star, and then feed that hero into another 9-star to build a 10-star. I know, right? Still with me? Complicated. Don't worry about it. Just keep in mind, early game, you can play around as much as you like. You can level up any hero you like. Just don't take them past 6-star. Otherwise, you can't get those resources back. Okay? So, free rebirth, there we go, got all of that resource back. I'm actually going to probably stick that into this guy, just because I feel like old mate Luffy is going to take me a little bit further than Vivi will, but that's okay, don't worry, she'll get some love down the track as well. Bellamy, I feel like you're probably just going to stay at level 4, no, level 6 for now, either way. Alright, so moving forward, if we decide to do a summons event, which ones are we realistically looking for? I'm looking for Law, New World Zoro now, apparently. Probably a few heroes, and I guess, I guess it's like, do you stick with the pirates? Do you mix and match? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. The answer is yes. We're going to be sticking with the pirates. Always be mindful of what nation you'd like to build towards. Otherwise, you're just going to be all over the shop, and you're going to be like one of my other accounts, which is really, really high in terms of whaling ability. But I mean, I've got a team that I just sort of look at and go, man, if I'd known half the things that I knew now, I would not have bothered investing in Usopp. I would not have invested in Straw Hat. I wouldn't have invested in Luffy at all. I would have just used them as food. So I'm just waiting for a situation where I can actually use them as 10-star food. And yeah, they get you pretty far very early on, but after a while, compared to anybody else's team, they really fall off. And I just want to sort of inform the community about those sorts of things. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification if you haven't done so already. So what are we going to look for? I feel like Law would be great. I mean, Sabo Lucy's not a bad DPS. I'd love to know Hawkins. What do you need though? Okay, you only need the basic level food. So even if I manage to get a couple of Laws, at least I can build you. If I get Hawkins though, I need old mate Buggy the Clown in order to build him. Interesting. All right. Food for thought. You always want to look at to see what the additional one is. So a Neil though, a Neil could be interesting. A Neil could be very interesting. We haven't unlocked it just yet, but there's actually a tower there where you can actually progress along. That will probably come in day 2, I think. Oh, Shanks. What level are you? VIP 2? Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right. I could probably find a team to beat you fairly quickly. Oh, you actually got old mate Hawkins. Bellamy, you got Big. Nice, nice. This is another pirate team. All right, let's jump into it. Let's do some summons. Let's see if we get lucky. But again, kind of just waiting to see whether or not we can pull anything good. Now, the way this works is that the first time you kind of have to watch it. What did we get? We got a wiper. Absolutely not. You're going to hit this skip scene and you're going to draw again. Just do not hit the save button. If you hit the save button, it's game over. Frankie, no joke. Food heroes. Don't be deceived. Make sure you have a list in your mind of what hero you want to pull for. If you go insane, you can always back out like this and then go back into it. Trust me, I spun over 3. I want to say, I did. I want to say I almost did over 600 draws to get Whitebeard. That's actually not a bad pull. I mean, we did get big. But no, I'm not building that nation, unfortunately. Big is a little too accessible for me to take this free opportunity. Honestly, though, like I said, give me a Zoro New World. Maybe I'll take that. Maybe it'll be my first 9-star. Not a smart choice though. Not a smart choice. I will say that that's not smart to go for a. It ain't smart to go for a Marine or Emperor as a free to play as your first 9-star. We got Drake. Nah. Oh, we actually got Kid. I'm tempted. I'll pull a couple more times. Maybe we get him again. What are we looking for? Bellamy. Oh, we got 2. Hawkins. We're summoning Hawkins. The spirit of Hawkins, come forth. He's kind of the elite for the pirate team. So let's have a look. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we get a double elite pirate drop. uh, Nope, Croc, get out of here. I mean, if I got Fuji, would it be a crime if I took Fuji? Probably not. Am I gonna do it? Nah. Uh Again though, just be mindful. This could you could be here for a little while. Buggy the Clown, get out of here. That's a no go. By the way, if I am going a little bit quicker, I do apologize. I don't want this video to drag out to 3 hours. Oh, we got Law, we got Usopp, and we got Croc. You know what? I'm taking it. I'm taking the triple pull. I'm being greedy. I don't know if that was the greatest of the ideas, but I want Law, and I'm going to go with that. We're actually going to take you. I'm going to refresh you one more time, and I throw that on. Gonna throw that on you. So I'm gonna upgrade this guy. Yes, yes. Actually, it wasn't a bad idea. I like that. I feel like that was a staple. The only reason I say that is because I could probably get Kid out of the other drawers, and I mean that's fine. It is what it is. All right, let's jump in. Let's do some combat. Let's see how we go with the arena. Make sure, of course, every time you get some new heroes that you go ahead and well, we're gonna grab the trophies first, of course. We're gonna get some free food, but make sure you hit that formation button. Upgrade your formation. So what are we gonna run? Tanky guy over here, his support. Bellamy's in there. Then we're going to go with you for the synergy. So we have 2, 2, and 1, which gives us 18% HP and 13% attack. Going to save that. Arena defense. What do you reckon? Quicksand? Quicksand? I like that. Let's do it. Oh, why would you put Vivi at the front? That's a terrible idea. Don't trust a computer. It's a lie. All right, let's do some fighting. Let's see how we go. Let me have a look in the arena. Let's see if there's some stronger opponents out there. Level 14 versus level 14. Who shall win? Ooh, he's got Kid too. New World Zoro is just a beast though. uh, okay. All right. Peacock, she does a little bit of damage. He's got the bleed ability. Gear 2. That's a close one. All right. I like the fact that Kid's staying alive though. I mean, I definitely wanna build towards him. Black Dragon, boom, statistics. Of course, he's gonna be the MVP. Love that. I love the fact that Kid did some DPS though. That's encourageable. I would like to certainly run him. Let's go ahead and skip and let's see if there's anyone a little bit stronger. Is there anyone a little bit stronger? Stubbo. Hey, old mate Stubbo. All right, Stubbo. Stubbo gets it. Let's challenge Stubbo. Let's see if we can fight and win. Oh, but yes, Luffy. Bit of a staple hero. A lot of people are going to use him to begin with. Can't say that I would recommend keeping him though. Unless you're a pure Straw Hat fan. Is he strong? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's got control immunity, as you saw. He can do solid burst damage. He attacks the hero with the lowest HP. I mean, if anybody was going to give you a really cool hero, it would definitely be him to begin off with. But like I said, we're not here for that journey. We're here for the pirates, and hopefully we can pull some pretty cool victories off. But I feel like at this stage, uh, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it under wraps. My advice, make sure that you do those gift codes. Make sure you have a plan in order. Always go with the raids early on. Buy a couple of those packages out. Make sure that you're doing that. Make sure you're participating and plugging along. Once you open up the guild option at level 18, make sure you're applying for those ones as well. But that's pretty much it. The nature of the game is to grind things out. Would I remember? Would I remember? Would I recommend spending all your resources? Honestly, it's a little bit of a hit and miss. You might get really really lucky, but at the same time you might not. And I mean, we did get New World Zorro, and obviously he's going to come in clutch for a free to play team for a while. But always keep in mind stuff that you can naturally build towards. So if you're ever curious about those things, have a look in your battles. Like these things you can press towards. So Rimuru's there, and Nil's here. So again, he'd be another one of my choices for the pirate team. Arena, of course, in here you can get some of these random 5-star selection shards. Guild actually has some options. Quest has some options. Hero Shop again has some pretty great options. You can get Rimuru here if you want to play with the Power Nation. You can get Kuma again for the Power Nation, which is kind of cool. Kids available here, and as well as the Guild Shop. And if, there's quite a lot of free ways to get it. And once you buy them, you can wait for the weekly refresh, or you can just buy the refresh themselves. I would always recommend saving up your diamonds to grab a couple of these. If you have a lot of diamonds, it doesn't go a bad. Well, it's not a bad thing to buy champ orders. I'm just gonna say that it is addictive though. Be aware, you could just be chasing the dragon for a very long time and not get anything. But I mean, in saying that, there is always going to be some additional rewards. If you are thinking about spending, honestly, I'd wait for the event to pop up like this before I spent even a single dollar. The reason being is, even from my perspective, these packages aren't great. They're not great value. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, there are much better ones where you can bet the bespoke, and these are the sort of things you want to be aiming for, the random summons packs, because that's what's going to get you 150, 200 summons if you're spending a lot of money. Those things, they give a lot of free stuff. The best packages I would probably say is, where is it? Where is it? It's the limited. It is this one here. So you're a very, very light spender. These ones actually give you the most value for your buck. They pretty much double and triple the diamonds you get, plus the rewards, guaranteed copies of heroes, guaranteed artifacts, super crafting, stuff like that. If you're whaling deep, you can get actual copies of Zoro, Rimuru, and Sabo, as well as some of the rare weapons. Anyway, now I've talked your ears off. Now I've given you a general consensus. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Stay tuned for more of our free-to-play power-up. I'll probably be saving a lot more of my resources up for some of the bigger events. I felt like it was a bit of a waste today, not going to lie. In terms of progress, it's better to save than spend. But hopefully you found this entertaining and a little bit informative. And I'll catch you in the next one.